about 2 years ago, my business partner and I decided that after 4 o'clock, we were going to do everything we could to not take any meetings. That's very hard, right? That's when people are off work. That's when they want to look at houses. That's when they're able to meet. And 90% of the days, I don't take meetings after 4 o'clock.
Hey. Hey everybody, it's Kathy Byrnes here with Real Estate Riches, and today my guest is Ryan Major, and I'm excited to have her from Texas, right?
Yeah, thanks, Kathy. I am 90 miles east of Dallas in a little bitty town called Lindale.
Yeah, oh, Lindale. I've heard of Lindale.
Yeah, it's the hometown of Miranda Lambert.
Oh,
Um, and Chris Tomlin, the Christian singer, is also from here.
ooh, very cool.
Or from this area. And so
Hmm.
yeah, we've got a great musical background around here.
Fun, fun. Well, I was excited when my team grabbed you to be on the podcast because I like your story. It looks to me like you've been in the real estate business about 10 years or longer.
I saw Facebook told me I passed my real estate exam 11 years at the end of April.
Wow, pretty good. Facebook told us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But for the past six, you've been with KW?
Yep, I moved my business, started at a mom and pop brokerage here in Lindale that was
Mm,
also brand new. I didn't know what I didn't know, so
of
it didn't
course.
matter. And joined them, quickly learned the ropes, and then 6 years later joined KW. 5 years later joined KW, and then it's been fast track ever since.
Yeah. Well, and you do some unique things. One of the things that I picked up on was you leverage hybrid farming. I want to hear about the hybrid farming. What does that mean?
So I can't take credit for the hybrid farm. It is something that I actually learned at a Glover U conference. So shout out to Jeff and the crew. They did a great job teaching us that. My team and I have been part of their world for a little while, and so we always want to give credit to them because this we learned this at their conference. But
Hmm.
basically, you take a traditional farming model, right? Where you pick your neighborhood, you're going to send them postcards, you might door knock if you have an open house, but it's not very strategic.
Yeah,
We took our VIP model that we've used for years and added it into this hybrid farm model where once a month they're getting reached out to from the major team rather than traditional farming where you're just like blasting it out there with no plan. We're actually getting these people into our database and then becoming a part of their world. We've got their phone numbers, their email addresses, and their home address from all of our different efforts, whether it's through our circle prospecting around our listings when we get them in the neighborhood,
hmm,
or our different things like our quarterly events that we do for each of our farms where
mm,
they're being invited, hey, private event just for this neighborhood, bring this thing that we hung on your door as your ticket and bring your kids for a free snow cone on us, right?
mm.
How do you get the free snow cone? You have to fill out the QR code, which puts you into our database.
Gotcha.
And so we're doing that. I believe we're running 4 hybrid farms right now as a team.
Mm,
I've been running 2 for the last 3 years, and it takes about 18 months for you to see the real fruit and the real ROI from
sure.
it. But in one of them, it's really cool because I actually work for the developer.
Mm.
So we started this hybrid farm the day the neighborhood opened.
Wow.
The first set of homeowners went right into that. And so there's people who are now reselling because the neighborhood's about 3 years
Mhm.
old. And so we're starting to see our first rounds of resale, and they don't even think about it. Like they just call the major team because why wouldn't they? Right? Like
Sure.
we're the team in the neighborhood. I actually, right before this, I saw one of our listings go live that is a resale, and they bought as a semi-custom in the neighborhood. So they got to
Hmm.
design their house and they
Hmm.
got orders to move somewhere else. And so we're listing their house and they're off and they're happy. And it makes it very easy and fun, and it takes the edge off of the farm, right?
Sure.
Like now you're involved. You're
Yeah.
their Facebook communities. It's a private community. I don't live in any of our farming neighborhoods. And I'm in all the Facebook groups, and they don't think anything of it. It's like, well, of course Ryan and Megan are in here. Why wouldn't they be?
Yeah.
And so that's been really, really cool. And the events just lend right to our core value of fun. So it's made something that seemed like it wasn't going to be a part of my business because I'm not a door knocking,
Yeah.
not open up for sale by owner expires. Like that's not my jam.
Right.
Um, but I was able to make it my own and make it where I'm comfortable. And so now my team is comfortable with it too. So it's
Yeah. So when you first started that, the biggest challenge that so many agents have is their budget. And
pretty,
so, but that's not so much that it's that big a budget, is it? Because you can get sponsors for that, right?
absolutely. I have my vendors that we've been in partnership with for years and years, and they get so excited to be a part of these events because they know that it's automatic business for them too.
Yeah.
Right? Like my warranty girl, she's happy to be in the new construction neighborhood because that builder's warranty is going to expire and she can hop right in there and get a full
Mhm.
price warranty. She loves it. Same with our insurance people, my home inspectors. Everybody loves to be involved with it.
Yeah.
And it's fun. They get to bring their kids. And so most of the time it maybe costs us $100, like at the
Yeah.
most.
Yeah.
And we even created a partnership with our local Kona Ice, with our
Oh,
franchisee for Kona Ice. So we advertise on the side of the truck. So then
oh,
whenever we need an event, we actually receive a bit of a discount. Our vendor partners kick in. Now the event's basically free,
yeah. I
right?
love this.
It's
And
just really
see,
cool.
you thought outside the box, or even though you got this idea from somebody else, it's a duplicatable process for
Yeah.
agents to use all across the country that they can make happen. And like you said, you can make this fun and memorable for the clients. So when you've got all that, are you're calling them afterwards, or are you sending them stuff, or are you doing it all?
A little bit of both. It just depends on the nature of the event. So for our Halloween event last year, we had 2,500 people show up to this thing. There's 6,000 people in our town. So I'm
Wow.
just gonna like let that hang for a second. It was nuts.
Wow.
Like, but here's what we did differently. We got all of the agencies involved. So there were a couple other realtors involved.
Mm-hmm.
I got the developer involved and I got the entire neighborhood involved by inviting them to be a part of the process, right? We did a decorating contest, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of the homes in the neighborhood decorated to the nines. I mean, it was insane. And this neighborhood is geared towards young families because we have starter homes and then we have a second section with mid-level and then a second section with higher end. So
Mm,
we're literally covering the gamut. So
mm.
there's a $500 cash prize donated by the developer to get the homeowners excited. Okay. So
Wow.
that's step one. Get the whole area pumped about it. Our marketing started, I think, towards the beginning of September, and we just started pushing and pushing and pushing for it. And then we did a giveaway because I was like, this is a waste of time if we're not capturing information.
Yep.
And so we did a giveaway that cost, I don't know, like nothing. It was a TV, a big screen TV. And they're so cheap now, but they still make a huge impact, right?
Yes,
Like,
they do.
and you don't know who's going to come trick or treating. You don't know what kind of family might win that TV, or it could totally change like their life, right? Like it could
Hmm.
be a
Hmm.
life-changing thing for them. So everybody was super stoked. They scanned the QR code. We did a live drawing at the end of the event. I just went live on Facebook. And I want to say that we added something like 600 people to our database that night.
Wow. Wow.
And actually, we have a $650,000 ranch property listed that went up last week that came in through that event. And so, no, it wasn't instantaneous,
Yep.
but proper cultivation and contact with that client, making sure she felt safe with us after the fact.
Yep.
She was ready to go. This was really cool. At that event, I met the recruiter for our local Christus hospital system. She lives on the street, and I had not met her before. And I am now the welcome committee when a new doctor signs with our hospital. They bring a local realtor in to do a tour of the area and sell them on East Texas. So, and so now I have just doctors that like are just getting out of school. They're all qualified for the physician's loan. They
Mm-hmm.
need to buy a house and they don't know where to go. And so I get to give them a tour of Tyler and Lindale,
Mm-hmm.
show them the area, help them fall in love. And we've already had one closing from it. I think it was 700. And then we've got a couple more that we're working with right now. So
Oh my
like
gosh.
for a TV and some candy,
Yeah,
forget about it. It was
right.
awesome. And it was so fun. Like
I'll bet.
it was so fun. We all dressed up in costume. Like my
Yeah.
peers were there. And so that's our biggest Halloween event. But because we do that on Halloween night, we actually, for our other neighborhoods that we farm, we create a special Halloween just for them. We set up, I've got a F-250 because we're in East Texas, right? So we've got this big jacked up Ford truck. All of our marketing is hot pink. So it's got hot pink accents all over it. Team and I set up a trick or treat station at the front of the neighborhoods
Oh,
and they get
wow.
invited to come. And it's like on a random Wednesday and they just come and trick or treat and the kids love it. And it's just another way that we can love on those neighborhoods while we're
Yep.
focused on the other one on Halloween night.
Wow. Wow. Smart, smart. And like you said, fun.
Yeah,
Fun.
it's fun. Guess what we're
Fun.
doing on Father's Day?
What?
It is the fifth annual Major Team VIP event at Splash Kingdom Water Park, where 500 of our closest friends get to come to the water park that we rent out for them.
Wow.
And it is our biggest event of the year. We all look forward to it. It's the fifth year we've done it. And we maxed out registration last year and had a waiting list. It's the coolest thing. One of our strategic partners is called Mentoring Alliance, and it's an after school program that teaches kids about Jesus and it helps them with their
Mm.
homework, make sure they go home with full tummies, the whole bit. And so we invited them to bring their kiddos last year. And so it's a really awesome way that we get to love on our community and our clients. And then every family is invited to invite a family.
Wow.
Only cost of entry is to put your stuff in my database. Come on in.
For them, but what's it cost you? Because that sounds expensive.
So I actually got the bill this morning to rent the water park for 3 hours after hours is about $4,000.
Okay. So you
And
get sponsors?
we get sponsors, everybody kicks in, and then those vendors get to bring their families, right? It becomes this whole thing. And so, yeah, I mean, in every year, there's at least three listings that come out of those conversations. Additional things are happening. It just reinforces us as the person.
Yep.
They don't even think about it. It's like,
Yeah.
I need
You
to call
got to
my.
dominate your area.
It's pretty cool, Kathy. It's cool. I sit and I think about it sometimes and I'm like, how? Like, we're in
Yeah.
this town where there's 6,900 people. And this year, I believe we are on pace for about 200 units. And last year, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was around 40 million maybe. And
Wow.
it was me and really just a few showing assistants who have now gotten fully trained and are kicking butt and they're taking listings and doing everything. And so now we're like a well-oiled machine. It's great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Boy, I hope you guys are listening to this because here's a mom, first of all, right, with two kids, two daughters, I think I thought I saw. So you're busy. You're busy with
Ah,
your kids, right? And the biggest challenge that a realtor has when they have kids is how do I live life and balance kids? You've incorporated the fun of the kids into the whole event, it feels
yeah.
like to me.
So this is my favorite thing. My business partner, Megan, she's been with me for 6 years.
Mm.
Since she's been with me, she's had two babies. Between the two of us, there's five kids. And so my girls are older. They're 15 and 21.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so one of them's grown and gone. But Megan's are little. They're 3, 4, and 8. And my assistant's got two kids. Like everybody on the team has kids. And
Mhm.
we want them to be able to have their kids watch their moms flourish and learn how to create a big life for themselves while they get to be a mom.
Yes, I love
Um,
this.
when the girls were little, so I got my license, Maddie was 3 and Bethany was 9. And I had this Jeep Patriot, like the little bitty Jeep, push locks, crank windows, like, the cheapest car you can buy. And those kids would roll with me to listing appointments and showings and all the things. And what I found is that my clients, they didn't mind.
They
But
don't mind.
they didn't mind. They were so excited because my kids were kind and they were pumped. And if you set the expectation in advance, like, hey, daycare's closed today, whatever, I'm gonna have the girls with me. Is that cool? Most of the time, they're not gonna say no.
Yeah, you're right.
And if they do, then you pivot, right? Because you want to be respectful.
Sure.
But so Bethany, my oldest, she worked for me all through high school. She was our mailroom.
Mm.
So prepped her for her job. She works for the state of Texas now. My
Mm.
younger daughter, her and her friends will come in and stuff envelopes every once in a while. That kid's been on more listing appointments than 90% of the realtors in town. We have our personal home on the market right now. And she was looking through pictures of a listing we were going to look at. And she goes, whose listing is this? And I was like, why? And she goes, "God, these pictures are terrible. She should be ashamed. This house is $600,000. What is she?" And I was like, "Madison, it's okay, babe. Like, not everybody has the same plan as we do." And she was like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, she's doing these clients a disservice.
I love that.
Um,
Daughter of a realtor. Too
Yeah.
funny. Oh, wow. My mom was a realtor, but she didn't become, I wasn't around when she became a realtor because it was more like she was around 48. She'd moved states, but she was starting life over at 48 and with two they weren't even teenage daughters. They were young then. There's 14 and 15 years difference between myself and my sister. So my mom was starting in a new state, challenged with my dad, two girls who wanted her around, but she didn't incorporate the kids like you did. I'll bet she did to a degree because there's some things you just have to do, you know?
Yeah.
But she was a fighter, man, and she had her license till I think she was 84. She was so funny. She goes, I'm not giving up my broker's license, Kathy. I worked too hard to get that broker's license. I go, okay.
I love that so much. And you know what's cool is like, I think the coolest part is the flexibility that this job gives. And the
Mhm.
hardest part is the flexibility that this job gives. And I have not always gotten it right, right? Like I put the job before my kids for years and years. And I'm a part of an organization called Her Best Life. I don't know
Hmm.
if you've heard of it, but one of the founders was coaching me one day and she said, every time that you go back out after the kids are home from school, that's one less day that they're with you. Like you only have so many days with those kids. You're going to have the rest of your life to sell as many houses as you want to. So just make sure that if you're pivoting and you're not making them a priority, that it's really worth it.
Yeah.
That really kind of hit me. And so about 2 years ago, Megan, my business partner, and I decided that after 4 o'clock, we were going to do everything we could to not take any meetings.
Oh, smart.
And that's very hard, right? That's when people are off work. That's when they want to look at houses. That's when they're able to meet. And 90% of the days, I don't take meetings after 4 o'clock.
Wow.
And I just decided. And then guess what? It happened, right? Like I made the decision and then it happened. Fortunately, I'm a decade into my business. I'm able to do that. When you're first starting out, you can't. And that's what I tell my agents that are on my team all the time. I'm like, you just got to grind until you earn the right to have a little more boundaries.
Yeah.
But it's cool. And my daughter that's still at home, Maddie, she knows that and she takes it to heart. The other night, she had a bad day at school and she's a dancer. She's amazing. I'm so proud of her. And she had two dance classes that night and she had a bad day and her mindset wasn't there. And I could tell if I sent her into that studio, it would have been a waste of time. We needed
Mhm.
to fix her mindset. And so I said, you can skip dance, but we're going for a walk. So
Mm.
we took off and we walked about 3.5 miles
Mm.
and we had the best conversation. And my phone was in my pocket, her phone was in her pocket. Nobody was distracted. We spent an hour walking and talking and just loving on each other.
Wow.
And I never would have done that before because it would have been, oh, hang on, babe, just a second. I got to take the, oh, hang on. I got to get this repair amendment. And I've just had to get more efficient in between the working hours that I've given myself. And then it's
You
fine.
do. And you
Yeah.
do, right? You do. You figure it out. And that's really it. I was a single mom when my daughter, I think she was 18 months old. My son was probably almost 5. And I was a single mom and did investments back then. But and because I work for myself, I structured everything around the kids. Now I did get some sitters for night because a lot of my appointments were at night. But I was at the Girl Scout thing, I was at the Cub Scout thing, I was at the games, I was at all of that a lot because they were the priority. I didn't make as much money as I could have, but you know what? It didn't matter.
Yeah.
It didn't
Yeah.
matter.
And it's the business will always fill the time you give it.
Yeah.
And so if you give it any extra time, it's gone. And so I want to make sure that my family has the same opportunity to fill that time. And this is all within the last 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make sure that I'm clear, like, I am not an individual agent. I do not do this alone. My
Mm-hmm.
support staff is so incredible. I have the best admin team in the state of Texas. Hands down, like I can say that and know that in my heart. My transaction coordinator, he's been with me for 6 years. He
Wow.
speaks my language. Like I can give him the most cryptic text message and it's the task is done. Like I literally texted him yesterday and I was like, lot 11 and 17. And I didn't even give him the subdivision because I'm me. I was like, county road, whatever, whatever, listing at 420. I need two of them listing agreements done, blah, blah, blah. And it literally like 10 minutes later, I get the DocuSign to review. Like, how are you? How did you do that? Like, and it was a new builder we just took on. But so my
Oh,
admin staff really saves a lot of time for me. And so I love being on a team. Like, I tell my agents, you guys don't even know how hard it was. My last year as an individual agent, I did 52 transactions with no assistant, no TC, like literally me and some dude with a camera. And we like we went out, I was putting every sign out, every lockbox out, like all of it. And I was physically shutting down. My
well,
husband
too
was
many
like,
agents do that, and they
yes,
don't understand how come it's so important to get some support, pay the money because it frees you to make more money.
yes,
Pay attention to what your hourly rate is that you want it to be. That's so important. I had a business partner and she kept fighting me. I said, no, we need an assistant. When we get an assistant, we will be able to do what we do best.
yes.
And once we did, the whole world changed.
Yep. This is all I want to do is talk about the business, get people excited to do business with us, share our core values of
Mhm.
fun and professionalism and providing knowledge. Like I want to go do that. I don't want to make sure you checked every box on your seller's
Yeah.
disclosure. I'm not, that's not my skill set anyway. You don't want me in charge of that. I am a DI on the disc. Like that's not my game.
That's me.
I just want to talk and,
Yeah.
and build relationships and be strategic.
Yeah.
And so our admin staff is incredible. We're running about 50-50. So I've got 6 admin, I've got 7 agents, right? Like,
Wow.
and we run. But currently there's, I don't know, like 80 listings.
Wow.
So it's not like there's a lot going on. We took 8 today before this call.
In
So
your little town, I just want you to pay attention to this, people, because
yeah,
efficiency, what she's telling you here is she's created a system of efficiency and harmony in how everybody works, still has free time, and yet everybody's got their task all assigned. Now, you do use AI. I think you told me that, but you said you didn't really understand it as much. Tell me about that.
I'm not in the details on the AI thing. My business partner, Megan, I hired her as my assistant after that year from hell where I almost died.
Mhm.
She came on as my assistant. I was like, hey, will you work for 10 bucks an hour? She's like, can I bring my kid? I'm like, you're in. I pay
Love
her
that.
more than that. I pay her way more than that now, just so you know. But she really has led the charge on that. And so we're using a lot of AI to integrate with like the searching and the things like that. For
Mhm.
our team systems, she's actually built out all the systems herself and
Mm.
they're amazing. So like we use Jot forms, we use Slack, we use all of the different ways to link everything together. So our social media manager is managing every single agent's social media accounts. He only posts one time because he's using software to do it, right? So
Yeah.
he figured out ways. I think he's cranking out something like 100 posts a week. And
Powerful. Powerful.
yeah, I mean, and he's so creative and so brilliant and he speaks our language. He's been with us for 4 years and so he understands the language of the major team. He knows the color code for the pink that he's supposed to use.
Yep.
He's in the Philippines, but it feels like he's here.
Sure. Sure.
And
I love
And
working with them in the Philippines because their rate's much better.
absolutely. So we've got two Filipino team members now. Lyndon, like I said, has been with me for 6 years, and then Sobi's been with me for 4. We've utilized them for all different, like we've had an ISA from the Philippines, we've had transaction help from the Philippines, just a regular assistant. We've tried them in a lot of areas.
Sure.
The client care specialist, though, we've decided that has to be an in-office, like they need to be here.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only one that I don't feel comfortable leveraging that way.
Part of that's also the time zone, the sometimes the accent, sometimes their internet. So when you're giving different tasks where they can do in their time zone, it's so much better.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's great. That's great.
Uh,
Boy, I love everything about you.
We have so much fun. And my favorite thing about getting to grow the business in the small town is the relationships that we've built. And I really want to share how we built our VIP program. Would that be okay?
Yes, I want to know that.
Okay. About 5 years ago, three, no, 3 years ago, we were at an event in Nashville. I was sitting at one table. Megan was across the room, and we were supposed to set our 5 year goal. Okay. I set a 5 year goal that within 5 years, I would not touch a resale home. I would only do new construction. So that was initially my plan, but it's kind of morphed to where I don't really care if it's resale or not. I prefer new construction, but I only want to work with my VIP clients. So I created a list about 18 months ago, and there's 17 people on it. And those are the people who I am allowed to do the entire transaction with. If they're not on the list, it's not that the major team doesn't love them and that we don't bring them in and take great care of them, because we do, but I'm not allowed to be the primary agent on it because
Hmm.
I'm one human and I can't service 80 something listings by myself. And so I want to make sure that they're getting the best service ever. So now I have my VIP list, and anybody else, if I need to warm them up, I will. We do the initial and then I hand it off to one of my awesome agents. They take care of them, do a great job. I'm still involved. If they have questions, whatever, they can call me. I know what's going on in every transaction,
Sure.
but I'm not in every transaction.
Yeah.
So that's really amazing. And then we have empowered our team members to create their own VIP lists as well. So they get to decide what that number looks like. For me, I want to run personally at least 70 deals a year. And so that's kind of how I
Wait,
gauge.
you want to personally still run 70 deals a year?
Oh, yeah, because otherwise it's boring. What are we doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Never did that in my life. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like my capacity, I did 116 last year. Like my capacity is there.
Yeah,
Um,
clearly.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I'm turning 40 next month, so I'm like having this midlife thing.
Mm.
So anyway, I want them to be able to decide what that number looks like. If it's like I need to make sure that I have 7 clients that are going to crank out 1 deal a year, and then I can take the rest from team leads or the farm or whatever. If they know that they want to run 20 deals a year, that's great. They get to decide. So they get to set their own VIP list to go with their hybrid farm. And now
Sure.
that's their lead generation. So it's really exciting.
I can tell. I can tell. Well, it's awesome and extremely successful. And you know, it's so funny because there are teams that do it all based on leads, and then there are teams like yours where they build relationship at such a deep level that you don't need to be dealing with that, and you have I think, a much stronger base of
Yeah.
loyalty, uh, referrals, and you'll get them all over. Do you get outgoing referrals for all over the world, I'm thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. We just took in 3 this week, I think, and we sent out a couple. We're always handing referrals out. Keller Williams is great about that. I know you're with EXP. EXP is great about that. But honestly, my brokerage agnostic groups that I'm a part of have been the best, right?
Really?
So her best life is brokerage agnostic. And we have girls in there who aren't even realtors. We've got a girl that owns a bunch of med spas that's a part of it.
Wow.
And so we hand out referrals all over the place. I grew up in the cutting horse industry, and so that has been ripe for referrals. So it's been that part of it, and that's fun, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
my cousin bought a house with my friend Jenny Fan in Nashville,
Hmm.
and it was cool because when he was buying his house, I got to see how her team worked. I got to learn all about Jenny Fan and how she rolls in Nashville, and that was really cool. And like my cousin's a drummer, he meets all these people, so that's resulted in more referrals.
Mm. Well, and I'm sure that more people, you stay top of mind more than your average agent because you're so involved that you can't help but get referrals. The whole team can't help get referrals because you're so top of mind on so many things. And that's a great lesson for everybody out there. That's awesome.
The marketing helps too. I would say the easiest rip and duplicate thing that I do is the color pink. Everything is branded major team pink,
Yeah.
right? Everything is hot pink.
Yeah.
And that's so easy, right? Like it's one thread that I can weave through everything. Like today I didn't wear pink, but I got my pink lipstick on, so I was good. My pink chair, like everything's pink. So if there's something that can help you weave it through that is very identifiable,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like
Mm-hmm.
my friend Deb Pierce, she's in Lafayette, Louisiana. Her thing is closing deals in red high heels, right?
Mm.
So she's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
like, heels on, it's easy. And then in whatever area you live in, people see that and they think of you. So
Yes.
I had a gal, I've met her one time at a school function, like years and years ago. It was when Bethany was still in school. She's 21 now. And I met this gal. We're friends on Facebook, but like I don't know her. Weeks ago, she sends me this pair of Steve Madden's sparkly booties that she saw at Dillard's. And she was like, oh my gosh, you have to have these. Like she sends them to me on Facebook. And she's like,
Wow.
what size shoe do you wear? I'll have them set them back. I'm like, okay. But it's stuff like that. Like that is so easy and it's
Yeah.
so and it like whatever your thing is that you're into, make it work for you. And so for people around the country, like that's so simple.
Yeah.
And you
I'm a
just
classic car girl and I drive a 65 Shelby Cobra, which
oh,
is a badass car, just
that
saying.
is awesome.
And I drive it as a daily. And so
I
I
love
go
it.
to car shows, classic car deals all over the place, and I'm known about my car.
Yeah.
And it's a great piece. It brings me business. It's also the price point of the target people that I look to work with.
Yeah.
Um, I do a lot of waterfront around here, so although I'm backing off because I'll be 75, well, I'll be 76 in a couple months, and I'm like, I don't really want to do production anymore, so I prefer outgoing referrals.
Yeah. Well, and that's awesome because you get to have that income. You get to do this all day and get to meet really cool
Yes.
people and talk on Zoom. Like who doesn't love that? It's
I
great.
love I love the podcast a lot because I'm the same style as you. I lead with the I versus the D. My
Mhm.
D will come up when I need it, but my C is non-existent. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's non-existent.
Where's your S?
It's low. I'm compassionate. My daughter says I have very little, but anyway.
Mine is like they're so far down and they're even,
Yes.
like my S and my C. And Megan has an adaptive S, but her eye's pretty low. And so our whole leadership team is high D.
Oh, wow.
So we rely on my eye to smooth things out a lot. We also use Chat GPT a lot.
Gonna
Like,
say.
Matt, how should I say this for someone with an SC personality?
Yes.
And then it's like, how's this how you be nice?
Yes, I think that's very important. Now we're talking about the DIS, DISC, which you can go take that. I think it's still on Tony Robbins' site for free. But when you start to learn personality styles of people, like for me, like a perfect example of an engineer who's a C all day long, and they could be a CD, so then they're even crazier. And so they want to know every last detail. For an I like myself, it's like cut to the chase, an IDDI. We just need the friggin' bottom line and let's just move on. And I really have to put myself in check and step into their shoes so that I can relate to them like they need to be related to.
Yes. I'm very fortunate that I've been married to a CS for like 18 years.
Well, he
And
balances
so
you out.
yeah. And it's hard, right? Like because I am just like go, go, go.
Yeah.
And he's like, why? What do we what what's the details behind that? And I'm like, come on, let's go. He's like, slow down.
Yeah.
But then when he is like, yes, let's go, then I know I'm safe, right? No, I'm good.
Yeah.
So it's been a great learning lesson for me. The more I've learned about the disc and the more I've really dove into it. And since being a leader, like you really have to think about what disc personality style you're hiring. And so like, what are we missing on the team now? Do we have an ES on our team?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Both of my assistants, high S.
Oh,
Thank you.
good.
So we're covered, right?
Yeah.
Like Bonnie will remember everyone's birthday.
Yes.
Now, no one will remember Administrative Professionals Day. So one of us, Megan or I, will get on Facebook and we'll go, oh crap, somebody make like
That's
somebody.
funny.
And so like, but they know, right? Like it's not that we don't love them. It's that
Yeah.
we, it's
Our
just,
style.
it's not our style.
I think for your VAs that you do, I always had everybody fill out a disc profile because I needed to know who you were, how it was going to blend with what we were doing. So, yeah, I agree with that. Well, this has been a blast. Thank you so much.
No, I feel like we could go for 99 minutes. Like
I
this is
know.
great.
I
This
got
is great.
something else I got to run to. So, anyway, it's been great. And I think you guys have all gotten a lot of stuff from here. We're going to have Ryan's information right in the description so you can reach out to her, get all kinds of benefits from her info. Please subscribe. I appreciate that. And you can always follow me as well. Kathy Byrnes here with Real Estate Riches, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much.
Of course, my pleasure.